The mop one helps you to blend even more, just bringing it much nicer and smoother. It reminds me a little bit of the type of brush we use for makeup. So you go there with a dry brush and just really make them to blend together. So you see I'm just bringing some color. It doesn't need to be too much. And with this brush, I just go there and I blend everything. Also in a circular space way. So you can work a little more if you feel, or if you just let it go and you be like, okay, I like the way it is, and just let go, okay, for now. Now I'm going to be working on covering every single parts over here. Then we are going to go to details. Great way to work on the things on canvas and pictures, it is to cover the whole thing and then come back for details. The reason I did a little bit of more details over here was because we would like to work wet on wet. So that's why. But most of the time, what I'm going to do is to cover the parts and then come back for details. So our mountain, it's a little bit darker than our sky, and I'm going to be working with blue and white, and I'm going to add a tiny of black. Just want to be careful because you don't want to make it too dark. So once I'm going to go there, I'm just going to place paint like this. Because I do not want like one direction. I want to give the idea of having nice, because the mountain is not straight, we want to give some texture and depth. So I am gonna go here and I am working on little pieces like this. This painting has a lot of blue, so it's a good idea to differentiate with different tones. That's one of the reasons I got some black together. One other way to do it, if you feel you want to make it, instead of black, you could bring a little bit of red to the paint, because then you get a almost a purple-ish. Even to bring some after, it looks good too. So once we cover our mountain, I am going to clean up my brush because I'm still going to be working in the bigger areas. Remember, we want to cover everything first and then come back for details. I always dry my brush on a napkin in order to not have water, because that way I can control the water. If I want to have water, I can control the water. So these two areas over here, they are definitely very green. And then because I like to mix the greens, if you have green over there, it's okay if you want to use, but it's always a good idea also for you to mix the green, just because you can get a lot more mixing the green, okay? So I'm just bringing some to my, it's like a very yellow green type in this side over here. And I am going to be working again in a very nice texture way. And because I don't want to do the same thing over here, I'm going to make here a little bit darker. So that means I'm going to use more blue in this one. To make it darker. I'm leaving this space for later. All right. If you feel you want to bring some darkness over here, you can bring. Just to not be like the same green, it's a good idea to maybe in the bottom to make it different. Also, we do have some work done in this area with brown. So let's make some nice brown while this is drying. A nice way to make brown, I would say, for you to mix red, tiny of black together first. A little bit more to black. And then it makes a very nice brown once you bring some yellow there. See, it changes completely. Because we're going to be working also wet and wet, I wanted to ask you to take it away from your brush and then bringing some of that color here, because it's nature, it's not just one color there, and we are just making sure things are naturally organic. Same thing in this side. Just bringing some brown and some green in certain areas here while everything is getting together. So of course, if you feel you want to bring more, make sure everything is kind of like mixed and blended together, you can do that.